So I just got out of the chiropractor's office, and it just seems like a funny thing to say that I have a chiropractor. Most of my life, I have looked at the roles of chiropractors and things like that as someone to take care of you when you have a one-off sort of experience. So in the past, where I've had maybe something happens to my back, there's a strain or a muscle that's locked down or something like that, that I would, if it goes several days and it's messing me up, then okay, it's time to go see a chiropractor and get this taken care of so I can get on with things. And I haven't had a lot of back problems or neck problems per se, not that have been prohibitive in most of my life. I have had neck issues that tend to just, I can stretch out or crack or kind of get past. But back hasn't really been a problem for the most part, other than an incident here or there, usually several years apart or something like that. So anyway, I had 2.5 years ago or so, I had a spot where my back was really hurting and it was messing me up, and I had things to do work-wise and all that stuff. So I went to a chiropractor, and I had a couple of sessions over 2 or 3 days, and it was helpful enough. And then I came in every week or so for a few weeks, and that really helped out a lot. And the chiropractor was talking about, the benefits of it and how this is more of a maintaining the body than just a one-off sort of thing. And my mind kind of rebelled against that because that's not the way I've looked at it for all of my years. And but I was seeing the benefits of it. And so I reluctantly had agreed to come. I think initially it was once a week, and then we stretched it every couple of weeks, and now I've been going once a month, and I've been doing that for more than a year. More than 2 years. So it's been about 2.5 years now. And it's a funny thing because my part of my brain and my programming or whatever still rebel against the idea that I have a chiropractor, that I need to go once a month, and that maintenance is okay on that. And part of me kind of rebels against it, like it's kind of a scam. They just say that so they can have you as a regular customer, and you don't really need that. You just need it when it's a one-off thing. But the reality of it is, as far as I can tell, because I still wrestle with that mindset. But just like so many other things, exercise and diet and health and stretching and all that stuff, going to a chiropractor or even massage therapy, a lot of these kind of things are more necessary and more valid than I want to think. So I think we all kind of accept that, we need to eat well and get good sleep, and we need to exercise and all that stuff, or at least maintaining, if not improving, and dropping weight and all that stuff. And so I've got a residual strength from my 20s and 30s that has carried me over well, and I can still pick things up and have the level of activity that I want and stuff. And I still exercise and maintain a certain level of healthiness that lets me, do the things that I need to do. But I haven't really pushed really hard lately to drop weight and to be more fit than just a maintaining sort of thing. And obviously there are different ways you can work out, and I don't need to be Mr. Olympiad or any whatever that is. And, that's not a goal of mine to be a bodybuilder. But there are certain levels, one for maintenance, one for, for weight loss, and then maintaining that. So I haven't really gotten myself to that spot where I am regularly doing that, but I've got that coming up in my implementation of things as I change my life. But since all this chiropractic, I have got to a spot where I do a certain amount of stretching, especially things that help my lower back and my mobility, because that has hit home with me in talking with the chiropractor that, guess what? I have relied upon my residual strength to just carry me through and allow me to do certain things. But sometimes I'm going to have episodes where, I've got something being pinched, or a muscle is locked down in a nerve or what have you, and it stops me. And so I realize, even though sometimes I'm a little bit of a denial about it, and there's still a little struggle, but I realize that, yes, maintaining and stretching these back muscles and these things, which I've kind of neglected, not just kind of, I had neglected all my life really, and just figured my regular level of activity would take care of all that stuff. But the reality of it is that these muscles, my lower back, all along my spine and my neck and things like that, are muscles that I haven't really tended to with the degree that I should, to help maintain them and prevent me having back problems, and to help maintain my mobility and all of that stuff. So this chiropractic has been part of that, as well as doing stretching and stuff differently. And I've got a vibration plate too that I use now. And so I'm increasingly adding things to my regimen and creating regimens and to better take care of my body. And it's an interesting thing, because each month as I go in, part of me, to the chiropractor, part of me is just like, this is just a racket to promote a constant customer. But also as I go in there and I feel the difference of having myself adjusted, I know, and I have to remind myself, no, Ricky, the stuff that you're telling yourself is not true. This is actually helpful and good. And here's one thing that really has reinforced that, and it's this: right about the 2-year mark, I had been going to the chiropractor. One morning, I was laying in bed before I got up, and I just had one of those full body, just like a little kid stretch, where we're little kids, just it's this whole full body thing, and when you're done, it's actually like it took effort. It was a little bit of workout, and it feels good. And you just smile because that felt good. And this is about the 2-year mark after having gone to the chiropractor for 2 years, and I had one of those stretches, and it was reminiscent of being a little kid. And I thought, wow, I can't remember how long it's been since I've had a stretch like that. I think since I was a little kid. And I remember just the joy of it. And that stretch was just, it just felt so good. It made me smile. And it just took me back to those days, or when I saw the kids doing that when they were little kids. And I thought, well, that's interesting. And then the next day, the same thing. And the next day, the same thing. And I could kind of feel things kind of cracking and popping and lining up nicely. And there was an extra just start of the day benefit of feeling aligned and feeling freer in movement than I'd really felt since I was a little kid. And that was really cool. And I thought, is this a benefit of the chiropractic? I may be saying that wrong. Of going to the chiropractor regularly, and I'm maintaining a basis of that, and also of the stretching that I'm doing that goes along with that, of maintaining and freeing up my back and my muscles, and exercising those and strengthening those and being more aligned. And so it's been now probably about 2.5 years. But since that 2-year mark, almost every day has been that good morning world, as great to be alive kind of morning stretch where I'm just, and it feels really good. And I think that's cool. It makes me more a believer in maintaining and taking care of things, that, the chiropractor industry is not just, it's not a scam, and it's part of maintaining. And it is a funny thing, because I still have to remind myself that that's a part of programming that's not wanting to go away easily. But I do have to remind myself that, guess what? This is beneficial. Guess what? The stretches are beneficial. Guess what? You're seeing it and feeling it every morning. Maintaining your back is just like maintaining by exercise, maintaining by getting good sleep, maintaining by alleviating stress, maintaining by eating better, by stretching, by exercising, all of these different things, by exercising my mind, by learning how to communicate better, and even doing these YouTubes is a form of exercising and maintaining and nourishing and aligning. Aligning is not just my spine. aligning my mind, my body, my soul, my spirit, all of these things. And so I have been exercising and working on aligning and maintaining and rejuvenating, revitalizing, realigning all of these things in my life. And it's kind of a fun thing to be able to see the benefits, mind, body, spirit, and soul. Did I miss anything? Anyway, add whatever needs to be added. But all of these things, diet, exercise, all of those things, to align those things and get them better in alignment where things are not out of whack and things aren't stuck in a spot of denial or not facing certain things or not dealing with and avoiding certain things, where I am maintaining all of these things. So it's kind of a mind, body, spirit, soul, chiropractic stretching experience, and I am feeling more free in all of these areas and more nourished, more revitalized, more, what's the opposite of neglected? Not unreglected, not disreglected, more glected. I'll bet there's a word and it's right there, and I can't think of what it might be. But just taken care of. I am taking care of me. I am loving me. I am doing what needs to be done. And chiropractic is just a part of it. Stretching is just a part of it. All of these things, they're all parts, but they're all add to the whole, and that is really cool. So I recommend it. Not just going to the chiropractor, not just stretching, not just exercising, not just maintaining, not just taking care of your diet, your weight, your sleep, and all of that stuff. All of it. Just little bits in all of it. And every little bit that I do feels like a victory. Every little bit of better eating and organic and more nutritious food. Every little bit of going to bed earlier, of stretching, of moving, of parking further out to walk more, or to go up and down the stairs instead of taking an elevator, or just all these different things, stretching. Doing these videos, has been such a helpful thing, just to get past some of these blocks and impasses and do it intentionally and work out a plan. Every little bit of it is a victory. So the whole Ricky machine is moving in a better, more organized, more aligned, forward fashion than ever before. And that's really cool, and it feels good, and I'm proud of myself. And it's a way of showing love to myself. And it is one of those things, it's showing love to others is harder to do if you don't love yourself. And so this is part of it. It all goes together, and it's really cool. So anyway, I thought I'd share that, share kind of the process and the thought and the experience. And, if you've had a similar experience, just those victories of every little bit of taking care of yourself, and whatever portion of it is, makes it easier to do it in all the portions, in all the neighborhoods, and all the categories, and to tick off all those boxes of, mind, of body, of this, of goals, of blockages, of all these things that I'm removing and taking care of. It's really cool and really fun and really stinking worth it. And I just thought I'd share. What are your thoughts? What are your experiences on this? How's it been happening for you? Or what do you have in mind that you're going to implement? And what's stopping you? What are the things causing you to hold back? Because I have been held back and held myself back way too many years of my life, all of it pretty much. And it's nice to be removing those things and sweeping away the cobwebs and starting to do the things that I've intended to do or felt like weren't part of my identity or my life or however things were supposed to work in my world. So it's nice to take charge and take command of my life and do things with intention and follow through on them. And I like it. I've been doing increasing amounts for a long time now, and it's kind of cool. So now I'm just going to start repeating myself. So I'll just stop here, I suppose. Have a great